welcome back to another video. Today I'm sharing with you our grocery haul for March. I don't know about you, but February seemed to just fly by. I was going to send my husband out to get some fruit because we've had empty fruit bowls for a week, and then I realized, wait a minute, it's time to grocery shop. No wonder they're empty. So today I'm going to show you all the things we bought for our family of, how many are we now? We are a family of 13, but I've got kids here, there, and everywhere right now. I've got one child in Japan. He has a couple months left of his 9-month stint, and I have one child in Sri Lanka who has just started her 6-month stint. So I guess technically there are 11 of us around here, but we're always feeding extra, and we like to shop most of our groceries once a month. Sometimes we go back for a little fruit, but lately we've hardly even been doing that. Our grocery budget for the month is $2,000 a month right now. That includes household items. I saw a comment in our last video like, wait a minute, last grocery haul I watched, your budget was like $1,200 or $1,300. Yes, not that long ago, a couple years ago, it was. Prices are definitely, I think a lot of them are double since a year ago. Even sometimes I get a gas station Coke that used to always be $1, now it's always over $2. So everything across the board is doubling. You know it, I know it. You know, over time, your priorities change. Sometimes keeping your grocery budget rock bottom is a priority. Sometimes eating healthier and having a little more flexibility there is a priority. Right now we are definitely trying to eat healthier. It's a birthday in our house. Noelle's turning 9, so she went with me to get the pickup haul from Sam's Club, and then we walked through and got some cereal for her birthday that she wanted to have today. So you won't see some of her birthday foods that she picked out because those come out of a separate budget. But all right, at Sam's Club I picked up some diapers and pull-ups. Usually when I put these away after I film this for you, then I will look and see if I need to just put it right on my list again for next week. So that's kind of how I keep track of things a little bit. I'll just do a really quick glance over everything, how full it is, and if I just need to put it right on the list for next month. Next month I meant. We got a couple of these. My kids, if I put them out on the table, they will just have them gone really quick. So I might put one away that we keep for salads. They do love to snack on these, or I'll pick up some more, which is what I did last month in the middle of the month. We got 2 things of lettuce. One we'll generally use just on sandwiches and roll-ups and stuff, and another one we'll use for salads. We've got some tortillas. We generally buy about 5 a month. Last month we only used 4, so we have a little extra, but they do last a long time. So these are great for sandwiches, taco nights. I mean, not sandwiches, but like we just put ham and cheese on them, warm them up a little bit, roll them up. Little lettuce, mayonnaise, so good. Such an easy lunch. Peanut butter and jelly we've been doing a lot lately, even for a snack. We got 4 things of cottage cheese. For a long time I didn't buy this, but I've been buying it again the last couple months, and we've certainly been loving it. We just don't have enough raw milk to make our own right now. And then I got some raisins and pistachios, which are just things I like to keep in the pantry. When we open a bag of pistachios, I don't keep a lot extra. Nuts do go bad sometimes. So when we open a bag, I'll just make sure we have another bag on the list. But it's nice to have those. And then we have a few boxes we keep of these. I know they're not great for the kids' teeth, but they do love snacking on them here and there. So it's nice to have some in the pantry. We've got some pantry items that we just needed to stock up on that we were pretty low. So I just did that all at once. Strawberry jam. I noticed I haven't bought coconut oil for quite a while. I've been trying to use the tallow and lard that I've been making from the whole animals that we buy and rendering it down. But there's still a few things that I definitely like coconut oil for. I wasn't sure if I would want to keep storing coconut oil, so I stopped buying it for a little bit, but definitely want to keep it. I think the biggest thing is my yeast bread that I make. I make a lot of sourdough, but I do make some yeast bread, and when we do lard or tallow in it, it's very, very, very crumbly. And so the coconut oil just works a little better for that. We got a couple things of toilet paper, these big Mongo things. We go through about 1.5 a month, so always nice to have extra. Hydrogen peroxide, I bought a bunch of those. I actually got a big gallon bottle off of Amazon, and then I realized that they are cheaper here at Sam's Club. Like, this was, I think, $1.98 for these 2. Why am I buying hydrogen peroxide? Well, it's good for a lot of things. I even used it on a sore yesterday, the bottle I got from Amazon. I used it to clean a wound that happened when Seth fell in the rocks. I have been wanting, I've talked about for a long time, replacing my Clorox wipes. I get the off-brand Members Mark brand of those, and I love them for just like when we have a big, we've been working with a lot of chicken, and there's chicken juice all over the counter, just to really to have like some antibacterial wipe that you can just throw away when we have like a vomiting bug here and you're cleaning things off all the time, or when I'm cleaning toilets. I'd love to just be able to have something that is antibacterial that you can just toss. Well, mostly I've replaced Clorox wipes by using my vinegar spray with paper towel when I want to throw it away, or just a rag when it's not like a really gross area. And that's been working good, but it's not antibacterial. Well, I'll show you. I will soak orange peels. Right now I have a bunch of lemons that we squeezed out. I could have made 4 or 5 jars of this, but I just stuck them all in one. And I'm just soaking these lemons. We preserve the juice of them by freezing it, and I'm soaking them in vinegar, and then I'll strain the vinegar out and you put it in a spray bottle. It makes my cleaner smell less like vinegar. It does a good job cleaning. It even shines my stovetop well, all of that, but it's not antibacterial. However, I can make antibacterial spray out of hydrogen peroxide and a little bit of essential oils that I already have on hand. I don't do a lot of essential oils, but I do use a few of them for some things. So I'll share that very soon, but that's why I wanted to stock up on that. It is really nice not to be buying the Clorox wipes. When I actually looked up what the Clorox wipes, their ingredients and stuff, it's actually really harmful for you. It's not good stuff at all. Plus, it costs a lot more than these homemade things I'm making, and I will update you on how that goes. I needed to stock up on a few spices we have. We got minced onions, chopped chives. I've never bought chives like in a large amount before, so I'm hoping to find some other cool ways to use them, but that'll be really good in our ranch mix. Got some basil and ground ginger, which we go through a lot of. I do buy that often. I keep all of my large spices here in my pantry because we make a lot of our own seasoning mixes, and I'll just use all of these that I have to make up what I need. That saves me money as well a lot. Making up seasoning mixes saves me time, and then it also is better for us because it doesn't have any extra weird ingredients in them at all. So I keep them 2 deep, and as you can see, I was out of basil. So whenever I finish one, I pull forward the old one and put the new one in the back. And so it's very easy for me to tell what we're low of. We're low of a couple of them back there. Never running out is a huge key to staying out of the stores. And I think the 2 biggest ways that we save money on groceries is trying not to eat out, so eating at home a lot. Actually, 3 biggest ways. Eating from scratch a lot, which I try to be ahead preparing things so it's not too much work every night. And then also never running out so that you're not running into the store. Those 3 things are how we eat affordably for our large family. Affordably and healthy. I got 3 bags of apples here. And I got 4 things of these cutie oranges. These are organic. Yes, that's the only ones they had. So we're going to try those out. Those will be good. Only 3 bundles of bananas. We got 1 bag of limes. And then these 2 big things of cara oranges. Cara. I don't know. They're nice and sweet. They're really good. I will load up the table full of fruit. That's how we make sure we eat it before it goes bad, because we see it and we just eat it. And then whatever is left that I can't fit, I will put in our outside fridge and pull it out when these get low. So that's how we'll make the fruit stretch for quite a while. We got more white vinegar, which I had bought last month, a couple of these. I think about 3 of these 2 packs. It's just something I realized I needed to store. I needed to stock up on. We do use a lot of vinegar for different things like cleaners, when I'm canning, and just different random things. So it's good to have those. I got a couple things of Diet Coke. Diet Coke is definitely my vice. And from the comments, people are very gracious. They say, well, hey, listen, we all have a vice, and that's yours. So it is definitely mine. And then we got these food trays. These are my favorite. We started buying these at your guys' recommendations over paper plates because the paper plate prices went through the roof. I'm sure these don't seem that cheap anymore either, but we've really loved them. They're just small, like those little hot dog cartons. They're so great for little kids, just throwing some lunch in there quick or whatever. When we're needing just a really easy throwaway dish. My total at Sam's Club was $4.75, but it does include one of these bottles that will come to me by mail. When I did a pickup order, it just said this had to be shipped. It's apple cider vinegar. And this is all I had left, so I want to have another one in the pantry. Last month I asked you guys what you spend per month per person to just do the quick math. And I was somewhere between $155 and $163, I think, a month. And you guys wrote back, a lot of you spent more than me and talked about how you also stock up your pantry, which I love. I love that. A lot of you spent less than me. And some of you that spent less said, but we're on a rice and beans budget right now, which I certainly understand that season. And a lot of you were kind of right in where I was. I saw a lot in the about 170 though, I feel like, that were also stocking up. I would say it's getting harder and harder to stock up in the same budget, but we're buying more and more from Azure Standard, which is just like cleaner products all around. So, and some of that we're paying the price for that. I have not had to buy a lot of shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste kind of things because we were well stocked up. So making room for that in our budget is getting harder and harder. And a lot of you that were above me said you also did all your household products. Although there were some that were quite a bit less than ours that do that too. So, you know, we all have to do what's right for our family. There was no judgment anyway. I didn't feel bad, and I hope none of you felt bad about what your prices were when we compare them. But it is interesting to just see, we're all kind of, I would say everybody's pretty much around the same. It's not that far a difference, but some of you are, there are a few of you that are way less per month, and that is just super impressive. We have a separate budget for when we buy a whole cow or a whole hog at a time, and that is the only way we're staying where we are, I think. It's just a lot of money. Even this month, I didn't really have to buy a lot of meat, because we're able to eat a lot of our chickens right now that we are growing on our own property. So that really helps our budget there too. And we didn't have to buy eggs because our chickens are laying a lot right now. So we're getting very good quality eggs out of our own backyard. So one big piece of what we spend this month is we buy 7 gallons of raw milk a week, which will total $392 for this month. So we basically drink a gallon of raw milk a day at this house. We also make our own yogurt out of that. A lot of you are appalled by how much I spend in raw milk. It is A2 milk, grass-fed, and we could spend less, but we drive a very, very, very long way to spend less. And so in the end, with the time and the gas money, it just does not make sense for us right now. So we're spending a lot in raw milk. It's very good milk, but we have 2 milk cows and we're borrowing a bull right now. So hopefully, eventually, that will save our milk, that will save our cheese, that will save our yogurt, that will save our sour cream, that will save our cottage cheese too. So many things. All right, I am back about a week and a half later. We've already eaten through all that fruit that was on the table and pulled out the backup fruit, which is now on the table. I am going to show you my Azure Standard haul. I'm really excited about it. This is definitely the hauls I'm excited to buy and try now and show you, because I keep trying new stuff and everything has been so good. And my total there was $982. Really, it was $1,002, I think. As you buy from there, they give you like cash back. So my credit had built up for just over $100, which covered all the shipping. You do pay for shipping even though you go to the site to pick it up. And so my total, anyway, was $982. So that's what we're counting. Okay, the first thing I got was a new thing I want to show you. I've been buying a big box of tortilla chips. It's just like restaurant style tortilla chips, huge bags in a box. Every month I buy 1 or 2 of them from Sam's Club, but I've heard really good things about Azure Standard's chips and I wanted to try it. We do eat nachos maybe once or twice a month. It's just nice to have these around. They're non-GMO, so corn chips being non-GMO is important to you. Then this might be a brand to look into. It's called Late July. Got the sea salt. They had party size in a box, like a whole bunch of them. I think it's 9 bags. Ingredients are really good. Organic whole ground corn, sunflower oil, which I guess is probably not great, and or safflower oil and sea salt. So it is though non-GMO, like I said, and organic. So we're gonna try these out this month and just see if it was worth it. I think the whole box was $45, which is a lot. So in that same vein, they had a lot of different Late July chips, but I will say a lot of them are made with canola oil. So that if that's important to you, this is not gonna solve that problem. I do not buy a ton of processed food. We try to home make a lot of things, but I'm trying to slowly get a better quality of processed food for the things we do. Not everything and not all at once. It's more expensive for sure to do it that way. So this is one I'm trying to upgrade because I know the chips we buy are just trash. They're not great for you. Here's the nacho cheese. Those are really good. I would say they compete with Doritos. We don't normally buy Doritos, but of course we've had them. We get them sometimes when we have guests. They're good. My kids will love those. Jalapeno lime. The bag was slightly open. Look at me just eating a bag that was open. But they're not stale at all, so it probably happened on transit. My son brought this home late last night with 2 of my other kids. Jalapeno lime is also very good. I like it. Okay, next up is the multi-grain sweet potato. They're more thick, substantial chip. A little sweetness, not much. Also very good. They would be so good with hummus. Finally, I tried the sea salt and lime. It's basically the same thing of what we got, only with a little lime flavor. I definitely taste the lime. It's good. It's not like the best thing I've ever tried, but I'm not opening the big box of them. But I can tell we'll like them by this chip. It's substantial enough to eat, thin and crispy, but substantial enough to make nachos out of. So that is what is important. What am I gonna do with all these bags before they go stale? Well, first of all, salty snacks are my snack of choice. Definitely a bag of chips, but also I can call my 100 children and they will demolish them in no time. So those bags are about just over $5 each, I think. So, okay, next thing we tried is some pads. A fun topic. These are 14 in a box, organic cotton, perfume-free, plant-based ingredients. They're supposed to be, I heard somebody else talking about how Azure Standard has really good pads. So that's what I wanted to try out. Of course, we have girls in our family and I'm a girl. We got 12 in this, 12 of the 14. I think it was $50. Let me tell you, this is TMI for some of you, but period underwear are a life-changing product. I know they're not perfectly organic with some of the stuff in them, and I will link the ones I like from Amazon. They really have been life-changing. I'm not exaggerating. It makes such a difference, but if you're home all day, I would think they're a lot easier, because when you change that, oh my goodness, some of you are like, I wasn't here for this conversation, but when you change that, you either have to soak them or wash them right away, and so that would not be necessarily very convenient if you have very heavy flow, but I'm home a lot, so I think it's very life-changing, saves a lot of money over time, so I'm happy to find a product that's really good and clean, a little better for those of us when we need it, or those of us that don't like the other option. Don't even start with me about the cup. It's just not me. I just know it's not me. I can't do it. All right, let's get back to some food topics. Potatoes, organic red potatoes. I've been getting this every time. I think it's like 7 or 8 pound bags of potatoes, and there's 10 of them in there. We're not going through all of them every time, but I'm about to can some potatoes up today. I think I'm gonna try it. I found it's a Rebel canning recipe. It looks so good, and so many people have said they've had a lot of success with it. I think I'm gonna try it, but I probably won't share it on the internet because I'm not a rebel. But, oh, it's 5 pound bags. Yeah, so we do about, I would guess, about 7.5 pounds when we're cooking up a bag of mashed potatoes, which is our current favorite. I was gonna get the little bag, but it's always gone within like 5 minutes of my kids opening it, so I just sprung for a big bag. Now this one I am gonna have to hide because they'll just go through it so fast. They love the dried mango here, and there's no sugar on it. That's what I like about it compared to like the Sam's Club one where they cover it in sugar. Of course they're gonna love it then, you know, but I'm gonna try to keep this around, maybe divide it into smaller bags and hide some of them so we can make it last longer. I think this bag was close to $50, which is insane. But when you think about 5 pounds of dried mango, it's really heavy. There's a lot of mangoes in there. So is it worth it? I don't know. You tell me. Peanut butter. We've been getting this every month for a while. I'm just stacking them up. I want like 3 at least in a stack and 1 in the fridge using. We're almost done with the 1 in the fridge, and I think I have 2 downstairs. I need maybe 1 more month. 1 more month of that probably. We got a big 60-pound bucket of honey. The berry wildflower is the one I've been having to buy lately because they don't have the one that's not flavored like that. Solo doesn't prefer that one quite as much when he's putting it in his coffee because it does have a stronger flavor, but we love it in everything else. So we use it a lot on toast. I make bread with it. I do everything with it. We are down to here on our last bucket. I think I buy about 3 of these a year. 60 pounds of honey, can you believe it? But one thing I learned about honey, it has a forever shelf life, I think. You can keep it on your shelf, at least for a very, very long time. So even if it crystallizes, it's fine. I do love that about having a sweetener that you just don't have to worry about the shelf date on it. But they're expensive. I think it's $160 for that bucket. So I would love to find a place locally where I could buy that much at a time for that price or less, but I haven't found it yet. We got some avocados. Every time I've gotten these, I've been very happy with them. I've been just putting them in the fridge Or if they're very hard, I'll leave them out for a while and then put them in the fridge so that they're ready for us. That makes them last the whole month. If we don't even use them till near the end of the month, they're ready whenever we want them. That works out really well. I got a box of cream cheese. There's 8 of these, and they're 7 ounces, so they're good for recipes. If a recipe calls for 8 ounces, I just use that. I do like buying this stuff from here because it doesn't have that gum in it. Organic cultured whole milk, organic cream, and sea salt. So without the gum, it's a little more crumbly, but I don't mind that. And I don't notice much of a difference from the freezer thawing it as from fresh. It's just a little more crumbly without that gum, but that's worth it to me. I got some raw milk, white cheddar, grass-fed cheese. We usually buy 8 of these 5-pound blocks a month, but we have some left over for last month, so I just got 6 of them. All-purpose flour. I think I couldn't get this last month, so I got 2 25-pound bags. I've been making a lot of sourdough, which makes me go through the all-purpose flour way more than I used to. However, lately I've been using more of my wheat berries and making my sourdough bread more than 50% freshly ground flour, which is great. Slows down on my use of flour. This doesn't last nearly as long as storing wheat berries either, so I have to kind of keep buying this flour. I could go through a bag like that just in 2 weeks easy. And we make all our own bread. I have to keep buying the flour though because I can't just store that much of it. Although I did get one of those, I haven't used it yet. I got a vacuum sealer. They're not very expensive for jars. So if I wanted to use some of my half-gallon jars, I could store some flour. I might try that this month and I'll show you. Okay, oh, looks like this got a little beat up last night. I'm sure this was in the shipping from the pickup place to my house by my children, but that's okay. It won't hurt that butter any. This is a whole lot of butter in here. Don't judge it by the beat upness of this one. I couldn't get the grass-fed butter once again. It's been too popular, but this one's also very good, and I don't mind. We get the grass-fed one whenever we can, but I don't mind when I have to get this one because it's a little cheaper. 6 ounces of garlic times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I will go ahead and process all this garlic probably. I'll leave 1, maybe 2 packs in the fridge like this. Process the rest of it. I put it in a food grinder, a little food blender or a big food processor with a little bit of oil, olive oil. I think you can do it without, but I like it with a little olive oil. The other day my husband was cooking something. I love it when he's cooking some. He never looks so good as when he's cooking something for me. And he was cooking with garlic and I'm like, I'm about to buy a whole bunch more. Do you think, okay, obviously this one's healthier than when you could just buy a minced garlic in the store because that garlic's coming from who knows where, who knows what health practices. If you start watching videos about it, you'll be grossed out. But regardless, it is also convenient when you buy a jar of minced garlic, just already prepared, because you don't have to do all the stuff I'm about to do. And I was like, do you notice a big difference in the flavor? And he said, yes, definitely. This just tastes like fresh garlic. The other does not. It's not nearly as potent. It's not nearly as good. So we continue to do the hard work. And we have a better product anyway. I got some feta cheese. I can't remember if I bought this before. I got 3 of them. I wanted to eat some salads, but today, honestly, my husband, he roasted me some chickens. And so today I had a big plate of roast chicken for lunch and a big chunk of this feta cheese, and I can confirm it is very, very good. This is organic feta cheese and it's just simply organic cultured pastured milk, salt, and vegetarian enzymes. Coconut milk. I bought 2 boxes of coconut milk last month because we had none left. I don't like it when we have nothing left of something that can store a lot and we use a lot of on our shelves. So I got 2 more boxes this month, and maybe I'll get 2 more boxes next month. And I am getting some Amazon conditioner. I think like $50 worth of conditioner from Amazon. It's like 6 big bottles of some really good conditioner that my girls love. I'll link that down below if you want to check out what that is because it hasn't arrived yet. And I get it subscribe and save, which does save me a little money on it. Other than that, that's my whole grocery haul. That saves me just a little bit of money for some fresh fruit that we are gonna need in a little bit for the rest of the month. And I'm about to make another video this week of more things I noticed that I've quit buying at the grocery store and why. So if you're interested in that, come back later this month. I also want to make another video showing you meals that we can make when we have forgotten to thaw the meat. When you just get home, it's late, you don't want to eat out, which we are trying not to eat out much right now. And you just need something quick on the table that's nutritious and easy, I have 5 more meals to share with you this month of those. So I look forward to those and seeing you guys in the comments, and we will talk to you again soon. Bye.